waiting for the first
And then move up 3 more rows, 3 more rows, move up 3 more rows.
Yeah.
Above the 3rd row. Just 3rd row.
여기 되게 예쁘다. 어머, 우리 좀 예쁘려고 오셨어요. 근데 선글라스가 너무 노란색이야. 예쁘게 입고 오셨어요. 여기서 진짜 반사가.
고마워요.
어디 오셨다고요, 이거?
어제도
아,
입었는데.
이거 예쁘네요.
뭐라고? 왜?
아무도 우리 방구 와서 맨날 밀고.
진짜? 줄까?
작은 걸.
우! 하이.
Okay, we're gonna take a picture. Everybody look.
Wait.
Kimchi.
It's so funny. In the US, they say cheese.
Kimchi.
Okay, everybody. I wanna share the more of the information before we start everything here, so you can see the place more and you will understand more of this place. Okay, so let's sit down here and I will give not the lecture, but I will do talk maybe about 15 to 20 minutes. I think the boss B, she was mentioning that I'm from North Korea.
That's what we heard.
Yes, right?
Know that somebody's spreading rumors.
Yeah, let's see if it's really true or not. Okay, so I know like in the world as well, a lot of other, most of the tourists always have asking me about the like North and South Korea situation all the time. So, as a South Korean living in South Korea, we was assumed that like everybody also know about it, but I also noticed that people have no idea at all. But you see that a lot of news about North Korea all the time in the CNN and the BBC. So I wanna give the background, what's going on first, and what happened first, and then what's going on nowadays. Okay. So you remember yesterday we went to the this palace, right? So and I was mentioning by this Joseon dynasty. Okay, South and North Korea was together. So we have done more than 2,000 years of history. We've been together. Some of the times we've been separate as a different dynasty, but most of the time we've been together. But and even during the colonial time of Japan, we were together. We were together. Then when started the separation first is, so we got our independence by 1945. It was the 15th of August. It was right after Hiroshima, Nagasaki. Okay. So they gave up everything, including the right about the Korea as well. So we wished to have our independence, but sadly we got our independence kind of all of a sudden. So the World War II, the winner country, which is the state, and also Soviet, was thinking, oh, there is a small country so-called Korea. They might need a little bit of help and time for preparation to make their own government, own country, because we were under Japan, and before was a king's dynasty time, and over the king, there was no more royal family. So they say, okay, we're gonna give you help for 5 years. But the problem is, who give us help? Okay. So our country is small, but we have the border with a little bit with China, and also a big part of Russia, at the time Soviet. And our east side is Japan. Japan is a big alliance with America, and it's just very far away, but the literature. Yeah. Very far away, but still also connecting with the Pacific Ocean as well. So either of side, they were thinking, okay, we don't want to give too much power for each other to take care of the Korea Peninsula, because America was thinking, oh, if the Soviet take care of here, in this area only Japan will be the alliance of America. And Soviet was also thinking, oh, if the America take care of them, it means America is just right in front of their border. So at the end, they made a decision. Okay, let's cut them half.
Oh my.
Yeah, along the 38 parallel. Okay, along the 38 parallel. And then for 5 years, North Korea with the Soviet, South Korea with the America, But they were saying this is only for 5 years, for temporary. In between during these 5 years, you talk each other, and then you become one country together. So for 5 years we've been talking each other, but North Korea at that time, the leader was Kim Il-sung, the grandfather of the Kim Jong-un. So he wanted to make, of course, communism country. And South Korea by that time, our president was Mr. Lee Seung-man. He was very capitalist. He even studied in America as well. So they were meeting few times together, but unfortunately they couldn't make any agreement. And 5 years gone. So start with 1945, 5 years gone, 1950. Eventually, North Korea, they made a decision. Okay, we are one country together, and if we cannot make agreement with in a peace way, we're gonna invade you, and then we make a unification together as a communism country. So it was 25th of June. You can feel the weather now. It was very hot summer day. It was Sunday morning, 4 o'clock. Okay, Sunday morning, 4 o'clock. They start invade to south, from the north, invade to the south. Okay, and why it's important the Sunday morning and also hot summer time is, at that time, south part was a worse situation than north, because normally communism grow faster at first time. Because they take every properties and everything to the giving around to the to the people, and also they had a little more nature resource, plus they had more support from Soviet. Okay, by that time South was much worse. Most of us was farmer. We did not even have one single tank at all. So it was hot summer time, so half of the South Korea soldier was even out of camp to helping at the farm, because for them was more important to survive every day. Then they was not expecting any of war. So for them, it was really easy to come all the way down. It took only 3 days occupying also. Okay, and 2 weeks later, most of the south part was all occupied by North Korea. Only near the Busan area, the south part, about 5% was left there. Okay, and finally, we got our help. After this 2 weeks later, we got our help from
United States.
United States, along with the UN force as well. So by that time, there was a 21 country made a force together. After World War II finished, Korean War was the first war. UN made the force together, helping one country. Okay, so but biggest part was of course the America. America actually had more than 500,000 of the casualty in South Korea war, Korean War as well. So they came to helping us, and then what happened was, at that time, who was in charge for this Pacific Asia area was General MacArthur. General MacArthur, the war hero from the World War II. Okay, so he flew from the Manila to Tokyo and then Korea, and then he was in charge for the Korean War. And what he did was he did instant landing operation, like what he did in the Normandy operation. So remember, the Busan was here in the south end. Incheon, actually where we are, is west, in the west and the middle. So he cut all the way down with the ship and then come to the Incheon. He made Incheon landing operation. Everybody was saying it's impossible because Incheon is actually have a big tide, so it's not very good place to making landing operation. But he made it. So success with this Incheon landing operation, we could go up again and again. So with the success of Incheon landing operation, we came back to Seoul. It was by the September. So it took 3 months. They come all the way down, we go little by little, go up. 3 months later, we could be going back to Seoul. Okay? We could be going back to Seoul. And then this time South Korea was thinking, and America was thinking, okay, we didn't start this war, but maybe we can finish the war as like goes up all the way, and then we can make a unification. Okay, so this time we go up, all the way up. So this time vice versa. North Korea, most of the North Korea part was occupied by us. We had a little bit left near the Yellow River, which is a border in between North Korea and China. And then they also got a help From who?
China.
China?
Russia.
Russia, yes. Yes and no. China, for sure, yes. Russia, the Soviet, was not. So Soviet Union, for sure, they were supporting from behind a lot. But they were not really sending up people to fight with us because since they knew America is already there and UN is there, if they also involved with it, it's gonna be another World War III. So they was not really sending up people. But China, yes, they sent a lot of people. Okay, they sent a lot of people, and so we sad. It is really sad to say, but do you know what they have a lot in China?
What do they have? I'm sorry, what was the
What do
question?
they have a lot in China?
People?
Yes, they have a lot of people. So they send really a lot of people. So it was even more numbers than bullet. So not all of them was even like properly dressed up. Some of them just we come with bare clothes, and then they have like drums. They play the drums and then they play horns. But if you imagine in the middle of night, like millions of people actually marching with playing some musical instrument, that just the sound and trembling of the ground make the other soldiers, our side, make like threaten us as well. So joining with these Chinese human troops, and the other problem was, by the time was already become January, and imagine that time they had no idea, they had no Google or they had no like Lonely Planet. So Americans came to the South Korea first time and then thinking, oh, this Korea is maybe tropical weather. It's like so humid and wet, and then hot, and then it becomes winter time and north become like crazy cold, freezing cold. Even in Seoul, it's dropping down like -15 with Celsius. It means around zero near the. 이거 괜찮을까? 네. 네. Near zero. Yeah, near zero. And in the north area where they had a really fierce battle, that was even below zero with the Fahrenheit. And they were not ready at all. So with the Chinese troops and also the freezing weather, we had to come all the way down again. And actually, when they retreat coming down, a lot of the American soldiers died because of the again frozen weather, because they were not ready at all. They were not ready at all. 쌤 여기서 이거 해도 되죠? Yeah. So this was the first 6 months of war, and then we came down again, and then we were stuck in the middle. We were stuck in the middle. So this was the first 6 months of war. Another 2 years now, what's going on was we were stuck in the middle. We just fight each other. We call spot battle, including one of these Egibong. So where we're going, the observatory is we call Egibong. It's not very big, high mountain, but it's on the top of the peak. So, but it's always for the world, the peak is important. Once you are on the top, you can have all the view around. Okay. So what we did for 2 years was we just tried to occupy those kind of peak. Okay, so in the morning it was South Korean side, and then in the evening time South Korea all that, North Korean will go there. Another morning South Korean go there. So we just killing each other for 2 years, going nowhere. So eventually become 1953, we say, okay, there's no more point because we're going nowhere, we're just killing each other. So let's have a break time. That was the armistice agreement. So let's cease fire. And let's have a see, let's have a break, let's have a see. Maybe we're gonna fight again, maybe we're gonna make unification. But for now, let's cease fire. And then we made an agreement called Armistice Agreement. So it was 1950 July. And if you start fighting with your siblings, and if you are in the same place, you're gonna start fighting again. So first we set up the border. Border was, we were saying, okay, we set up the date, okay, 24th of July. On in the midnight, wherever you occupy, that's your territory. Okay, so that's why now in Korea territory it's not exactly along the 38. It's like this.
Ah.
Yeah, because wherever we are occupying was ours and theirs as well. So and then we were saying if we see each other, we're gonna start war again. So let's have a buffer zone, which is called demilitarized zone. So from the border, 2 kilometers to the south and 2 kilometers to the north. It's an empty zone. Yeah, it itself is saying demilitarized zone. So nobody can go there. It's officially it's no man's word. Okay, but that side as well, our side as well, the soldiers are patrolling around. But the soldiers who is patrolling around, we don't call them soldier. They normally say MP, meaning military police. So they making like unofficial, yeah. Okay, so that's what's the DMZ, and today where we are, this is one of the site. It should be 4 kilometer DMZ, but once we get to go to the observatory, we will see the river is in between us. In between us. So in the middle, along the way, you saw the in south we have a Han River. This Han River go all the way to the West Sea. And then from the North Korea, they have a Imjin River. They come all the way and then go to the West Sea. And this is kind of the point where these two rivers meet together, go to the West Sea together. So the river itself is our DMZ. Nobody goes into the river. And then this side is south. Just the other side of river is North Korea. It's the closest point is about just a 0.4 kilometer, which is maybe 0.86 mile. So it's less than a mile.
Yeah.
So I really want to give you the more information. So because when we go there, everybody, wow, what is that? What is that? They do have some of the house, apartment, and you can even find the people as well. But you know what? The people look like same as me or Masa Kim. Okay, they're same Korean. They don't have a tails or So nothing. But if you understand, they are like just less than a mile away. But they are like that's last place where we go. We can go. So I was mentioning we just made the armistice agreement until now. So technically we are during the war. We didn't finish the war during the war. So they are officially our enemy. Our enemy. So we are not allowed to make any contact with them. I cannot call them. I cannot email them, mail them, nothing. I cannot even talk with them actually. And let's say if I go to in the middle of city and then like telling to the people, oh, we have to follow the idea of the Kim Jong-un, North Korea. That's also against the national defending law. Okay, because they're enemies. Okay, of course they have a like interfering for the GPS, but still anything make any contact or any if I find any book of the North Korea also all illegal. So so it makes us really sad, especially those people who left their home behind during the war, and also even after as well. So imagine you are at that time and Sunday morning and start like just hearing the sound of all this bomb, the war start. Maybe now you can try to call them, WhatsApp them, Facebook, Instagram, whatever. But 1950, they had nothing, like literally nothing. And then maybe since it was a Sunday morning, people could be out. And during the 6 months of war, you remember, they came all the way down, and we go all the way up. So it's not just one city or two cities. 4 countries was a part of war, and people had to just move to be away from this war. So during this time, more than 20% of people lost their family, and then they couldn't see each other at all. And it's been like 70 years now, 71 years now. If you imagine those people whoever they were missing their family and then just always wish to meet their family once again for 71 years. 71 years. So that was when I started my job. I was actually surprising. They were saying, "Oh, so they can talk each other, telephone them?" Of course, no, nothing. They even don't know their family still exists or not. When we have a good relationship, for sure, we had a few times, very special occasion, we organizing reunion for this separated family. Okay, I remember the last one was 2018. There was 100 family for one group, and among the 100 family, just one family was direct. It was mother and son, because others was all like cousins or the uncles or brothers. Because the parent age is all dying. And the mother lost her son when son was 4 years old. When they meet together, the son became 74.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and the mother was over 90. And then like when they meet each other, you left your baby, and then like they come like mom, and then you see another grandfather. And I was crying a lot with it as well. I told Grace I want to do this like information because just personally I'm really interested about this one. Personally, I'm not from the Yeah, sadly, I'm not from the North Korea. I'm from the south part of South Korea, so I don't have any family members from the North Korea. But around me, that's very easy. My friend or any acquaintance, they're always saying, "Oh, my grandparents came from there, or they left their family behind." It's really normal. It's not just like special things. It's very normal. So yeah, hopefully, at least with this humanity part, we should do something about it. Yeah. So with all this information, I hope you can understand a little bit more about how bad the situation is. Because I personally thinking the place itself is nothing special. It's just nothing special. Yeah, we can go to the Seoul Tower, will be better. Namsan Tower looks even better. But why? This is still just the only one country still exists that just separate and still keeping this demilitarized zone as well. Okay.
The families that got to meet, were they allowed to stay together or they had to go back?
So normally when they have this like the special the reunion, they stay 2 nights and 3 days. So one night they can stay together. Yeah, one night. And also, I think we've been having like few more times as well. But at first time, it was more, let's say, normal. But I think by the time 2018, they were saying, I think the family members from the North Korea, they've been also trained as well. So they've been asking some of the money to the like South Korean family. So anyhow, still North Korea is involving with it. Yeah. So it's not. So, and one important thing is South Korea North Korea situation is first of all nothing. It's nothing about South and North Korea, the two of us. It's always about the other country involving with. So our situation, North and South Korea, Japan, China, Russia, and America. Okay, and it's always political. It's always political. So South Korea, when we have a conservative president, we don't talk with them. Okay, South Korea, when we have a liberal president, we become good friends with them. Okay, America, vice versa. When you have a conservative president, they want to talk more with the North Korea. When you have a liberal president, they don't talk. Okay, so you remember that Mr. Trump went to the North Korea, and then they met even the Kim Jong-un together. At that time, South Korea president was liberal, Mr. Moon Jae-in, and America was Trump. Now South Korea president, Mr. Yoon Suk-yeol, conservative side. In America, Biden, liberal side. That's why you never hear the good news. You never hear the good news. Yeah, so it's always a political. And so first time when we had a good relationship, actually for the first time when we had a little bit of talk each other in between South and North Korea was from the 1998. Because South Korea, we've been under the dictatorship and we got the first civilian president 1993, but he was from the conservative side. And under the military time, for sure, the tension was much, much worse. And then after civilian, and then 1998, for the first time, we got the liberal president. And he wanted to do something with the North Korea, so he even went to the Pyongyang, which is the capital city of North Korea. And then meet the father, Kim Jong-il, the broccoli guy. Yeah, broccoli guy. Yeah. So and then at that time we were supporting them a lot. We said it's a sunshine policy, like a sun. No matter what you're doing, we're gonna support you. At the end, you're gonna open up your mind, your country. But you know what? We figured out with all this support was gone for the nuclear and missiles. So we're not doing anymore. But anyway, that time, and when we had Mr. Kim Dae-jung in America was George Bush. So the interest is meeting each other. So at that time, it looked like we're going somewhere. At that time, Koreans, we were really happy with it. Okay. Oh, for the first time, we are maybe going somewhere. Maybe we really end up with a unification or something. But you could see what happened. Same, right? After we got the conservative president again, we figured out all the money was gone to the nuclear. We were very angry about it, and then to make those meetings happen, we had to give a lot of money even behind as well. And for the second time was a big issue was again Mr. Moon Jae-in time and Trump time, which is 2018. So South Korea had a less expectation because we've been already through the first experience, right? So we were, but at least, okay, this time maybe even America, the Trump was there. You know what, when the Trump and the Kim Jong-un was meeting in the second time, the Vietnam, we were what South Korean was expecting was, okay, maybe they can meet up together and then they can sign up for the declare end of war. Okay, end of war. Sadly, by that time when they signed up for the Armistice Agreement, ceasefire, South Korea was not signed up for it. Okay. It was a sign up from the North Korea and China, and America was representing South Korea and also UN force. So it was only sign up America. Okay. So kind of officially, if you wanna finish it, you also need a sign up from the America as well. So Trump was because in the news of the Korea, they were saying, oh, Trump gonna try to push it through, so he might gonna win the Nobel Peace Prize as well. That's what they were talking about in the news. So we were, because at least we could not be enemy. The situation is nothing changed, but still status could be changed. But what happened in the meeting was, okay, I will talk a little later about this UN, but they were also really under the UN sanction. So, and then North Korea was asking, okay, first of all, please remove this UN sanction or release it, because they're having really a big difficulty with it as well. And then we might gonna think about it, but Trump was saying, okay, we can do it if you destroy or give up all the nuclear. And Kim Jong-un was saying, oh yeah, we did first one and second one is all destroyed. But Trump was bringing up, no, we know you have like hidden few more places, so you have to throw them away as well. Because it was happening before, it's not the first time. Before as well, when we had a good relationship, there was, oh, we already destroyed, gave up. But you know what? They just recover everything because they keep all this uranium and platinum, whatever stuff. So it's if they still keep doing it, keeping it, they always can going back. So that's why there was no deals happen. Yeah, no deals happen. So since I was talking about this UN sanctions, so now the North Korea, the Kim Jong-un is the third generation. So Kim Il-sung, Kim Jong-il, Kim Jong-un is relatively young. So in the Korea TV, it's talking about he might born 1984 or 1982. Okay, but officially his age is like kind of secret because I think he don't wanna be looked too young. Okay, and he's been studying in Switzerland. So we were expecting he could be much better, but you could see it, he's not doing better at all. Yeah, not better at all. So since they are making problem over and over again, so what UN made the decision is, okay guys, all the UN members, listen, this North Korea is a bad boy. Nobody play with him. That's the UN sanction. So by the UN sanction, UN members of country cannot make any business with them. No export, no import from North Korea or to the North Korea. But North Korea still have to deal with, have to do trade, so they can exist as just like normal country. That was their excuse. Because you blocking down all the way, that's why we're doing the illegal stuff. If you open up our country economically, okay, we will not doing the illegal stuff like, selling like illegal weapons to the terrorists, or doing the hackings, or sending a drone, a lot of voice phishing. This is all North Korea, and they're selling a lot of drugs as well. I think around 10 years ago, they even had the fake note, fake dollar of the US dollar. It's called super note. The actual North Korea government was making US fake dollar.
Wow.
Yeah. But anyway, so they are under sanctions, so they're also having a problem. So they really try to be out of it. So that now even China or Russia, they cannot really supporting them officially because they still UN members. But after the Ukraine and Russian war, I think Russia really doesn't care because they are already out of regulation of the UN. Yeah. So even Putin went to the North Korea last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, last week. Yeah, it's kind of for the first time. He was saying this is only one day, but I think they want to make more of the connection in between them. Because yesterday Xi Jinping from China and Putin was meeting together as well. So China, North Korea, Russia, they try to make more connection strongly. So all the world is really worried about it.
But can China participate because they're still part of the UN?
Pardon?
Russia has done its stuff and is at jeopardy with the UN, but China isn't. So would China take the chance?
But I don't think so. I don't think. I mean, like that's more of the whatever political issue. But I don't really think so. I don't really think they're gonna really join for the war. But I think more likely from behind, supporting the supplies. We already heard that a lot of weapons from the North Korea is going to the Russia. And this is a really, really good business for the North Korea as well. If without the war, they could not have anything. So we have about 30,000 of the defector from the North Korea, whoever came to the South Korea. How they come? They normally not crossing the border in between South and North because since we set up the DMZ and then right after DMZ, like where we are now, this is all military controlling area. Okay, so in South and North Korea, military is mandatory for all the men. In South Korea now it become 18 months. North Korea for 10 years.
Wow.
10 years, yeah, 10 years. And half of the soldiers are all working along the this DMZ line, so I don't think they really have a chance to over the DMZ. And plus, after we set up the DMZ, we buried really lots of mine. It's more than 10 millions of mine. We don't even know exactly how many or where they are. So even the soldiers, when they're patrolling around, they're always going where already discovered. Okay. So there's not many people came through here, but they normally cross over the China and North Korea. Yeah. And I had a chance to last time as well meet the talk with the defector as well actually. So he was the worker was sending to the out of country. So how they making the money also now because they cannot make any dollar money. They sending some of the workers to the out of country like Russia or China. And so let's say before this UN sanction. Let's say if they get paid for $1,000, they keep the 950. No, they keep the $50, and then they send to the government 950.
Wow.
Now after UN sanction, if they paid for the 1,000, now they have to send the government 1,500. 1,500. They have to send. Anyhow, they have to make money, extra money.
How do they make money?
How?
That's why.
North Korea?
Yeah, that's why he came to the South Korea. Whatever they can do it, like, cause he was saying he was working almost like from 6 o'clock until 1 o'clock in the morning. He was saying he was living as a slave in there, and then but he had to find another work for the weekend to make another 500, and also there is no
Then
allowance.
what do they keep for themselves?
Nothing. So that's why he was saying among these all the what you call the workers in between them, North Korea was called as a beggar. Because their clothes was like whatever they find it, they really going to trash cans, find something better for eating or even for the clothes as well. So after this UN sanction, a lot of those the North Korean workers who was working in the foreign country came defect to the South Korea. They were saying it was too much. They couldn't find the monies to sending to the government, and also they couldn't do anything about it. Yeah.
And if they do de facto, then what happens to their family back there?
I think so. Most of them will send it to the prison, the prison camp. So since communism country always have a prison camp, so a labor camp, let's say. So they say, oh, you must be, let's say, be more educated, trained with the labor. But that's kind of like prison, city, village. So yeah, or executive as well. Yeah.
The
So
family members.
basically that's the reason why laborers who are sent out, they don't do de facto, right?
Yes. So So normally North Korea when they work or go out of country, they always some of the family members should be staying in there. Yeah.
Back in
They
the
all the family cannot leave the country. They always have to keep the other members of the family in the North Korea. Make sure they cannot leave. And also, the guy was saying he was about late 30. He said he have a wife and kids in the North Korea. But since after he left North Korea, he never had any news about them because he couldn't available to make any contact with them. So he was not sure. But either in that case, normally they just saying to the family, "Oh, your husband is dead during the work." Because they also don't want to make officially somebody was escaped to the South Korea. So sometimes they are like hiding the situation as well. So he was saying either they've been sent to the camp or everything is still secret and then maybe family members still thinking he dead during the work. So I think, I think you have little more ideas about the in between us. Yeah.
How many citizens? You don't know.
I mean, the South Korea, we have a 50 million. North Korea, they have 25 million, half of us. And the size of territory, North Korea is slightly bigger. They have more mountain. They have more mountain. And the size of the soldiers, we are double than them, but the soldiers, we have about 600,000. North Korea, they have about 1,200,000. North Korea, lady also, a woman also going for it for 3 years. Yeah. And in South Korea, we actually, again, all the men is a mandatory going for the military service unless they have a physically or mentally have an issue. So, or most of the men, they don't want to spend other like 2 years with other men, so they really try to be out of it. But Korea government is really, really strict about it. It's fair. It doesn't matter how wealthy, how famous they are. So that's why BTS is still there. But we also have some of the exception, like our Master Kim. Yeah, Master Kim, he won the gold medal in the Asian Games. So, so in that case, you know, with the flag of the Korea, yeah, with the national team, if they win the gold medal Asian Game or more than bronze during the Olympic or more than qualify. So, wow.
Oh, Master Kim.
I'm a no military.
Okay, so we're gonna move to the observatory, but first part we're gonna do a little bit of hiking, go all the way peak, and then in there we can see the other side of North Korea. Okay?
Thank you, Lucy.
Thank you.
와, 수업 들었다. 1시간.